Okay, welcome to this submission video for SGDQ. My name is Joseph Joestar316, and I will be running Winback Covert Operations, which is the PS2 port of the original Operation Winback on the N64. The estimate would be 2 hours from when I start a new game run. It'll be running all the stages, and the time will end on the last final hit on Cecile, which again is going to be 2 hours. So it's going to start in 3, 2, 1, go! So like I said, this is a port of the original Winback. It was ported to the PS2, and I'm playing it via the PS3. One of the main differences between the port and the original, other than the graphics and the sound and, controller scheme and menu layout being updated, is the fact that you have save slots, more checkpoints than the original. But we'll go over a lot of the details as we move along. As you can see, we're just skipping through all the guards we can. And the first thing we're going to do is pick up this ammunition pouch. And what this is going to do is it's going to increase our ammo capacity, not for our pistol, but our sub-weapons, which are an SMG, 9mm, and a shotgun. The pistol is a 14-round magazine, which is only on easy difficulty. The other two difficulties, it reduces it to 8. But the pistol, regardless, is kind of like your balanced weapon. It's got good lock-on range from like medium, close range distance. It's got good attack power. It's infinite ammo, so you never have to collect anything for it. The SMG has the longest target lock range, but the attack power is relatively low. But it's a 30-round magazine. The shotgun is the best weapon up close, but has a spread, so it's not very accurate past close range. Okay, let me try that again. I got stuck on the wall. Because Jean-Luc has something to say.
What the hell is this? Some kind of sensor?
Well, to answer Jean-Luc, it is a sensor. It's an alarm sensor. Because the red laser that you saw me destroy the sensor for, those sensors are lethal. If you touch it anywhere once at all, it's an instant death. The blue lasers will not kill you, but they'll just trigger alarms where guards are likely to show up. Okay, so again, we're just gonna skip through every guard that we can. Pick up medkits as needed. Now, so here's a double whammy of a trap. So you got a moving laser and a laser that cuts you off from moving away. So we're just gonna carefully aim at that sensor. Okay, so I didn't get it right away, so I'm just gonna take another shot. Oh, how nice of them to tell me which way to go. Which is right to this door. So the first 3 stages of Winback are a tutorial introduction, so to speak. It just kind of introduces you to the game, tells you how to do certain things, how to use cover to your advantage, how to disable and look for traps. But we're not gonna really do a lot of what it tells us, because we're trying to be fast. Now, with regards to the guards targeting, they tend to aim center or mass, and your running speed will outrun their gunfire as it trails behind you, but there are instances where, depending on the weaponry, you can get hit. But for the most part, you just run past them. Or in this case, we're just going to use explosive barrels and boxes against them to our advantage, while we have to destroy other boxes along the way. Okay, so we're gonna trigger this switch to move this conveyor belt, where we can shoot this sensor now. Okay, this is where things can get a little dicey, just given the narrow hallway. But, you wanna see something cool? Alright, watch this. It's like, alright, turn on the trap! No, not too early! But yeah, rip that guy. So, they activate the laser trap that cuts us off. Okay, Okay, that guy was late. Yeah, sometimes that can happen where if you get in here fast enough, enemies are either late to spawn or don't spawn at all. So it's like you always have to be aware of where the guards are gonna be. Okay, that was a little too close, but... You know, thankfully there are mid-kits that are along the way. You know, it is faster to not pick them up, but there's times where, you know, it's better just to pick them up than take a death. So, let me see if these guys are gonna cooperate by telling me which way it is to exit this room. Wow, thank you. Yeah, and see, they can be nice when they want to. It's part of the charm of Winback, which is the guards' banter, or just their yells, their call-outs. You know, they say things like freeze, stop, hold it, over there, and two variations of this way. Like, there's a quick one, and then there's a really excited version of a guard saying, this way! Okay, so we have to get this key in order to leave the stage, which is right in this room over here. And technically, that is stage 1, by the way. Like, we're on the opposite side of it. You know, it's kind of hard to think, like, we went through everything we did just to see, like, oh, hey, look, there's the beginning of the game. Okay, so we have the key. Just gonna evade the guards. They're gonna shoot out the trap for me. Again, how generous of them. And then we're gonna go right back to the assembly room. Okay, so we're gonna crouch and roll here to avoid that shotgun widespread. Rolling can help you cut corners and evade some gunfire. It doesn't give you any iframes at all. Unlike getting shot in the back there, which will give you iframes. But rolling can sometimes confuse the targeting a little bit. It's enough time to maybe like evade one gunfire from a guard before it eventually locks onto you. Or in this case, I use it to kind of, you know, help clear the way in here. So like I'll just roll, shoot, roll and shoot. And just like that, we're out of stage 2. Alright, so now we're coming up to the first laser skip. Which, if done properly, will save me about 45 seconds. And it's going to start right from the beginning. So, we're going to stop right around here. Get shot in the back. And just like that, we just skipped at least 45 to a minute's worth of having to move around, shoot out 2 sensors, and then make our way back. And the reason that worked is because I was able to space out Jean-Luc's fall distance using that container as a marker. Knowing that the guard is going to shoot me in the back, the fall forward animation gives me iframes to fall through and then get up and over the laser just enough to get up and over without dying. Because you can actually fall into the laser and get killed. You can fall short, get up, and then walk into it and trip it. But if you get the distance just right, you'll be able to fall through, get up, and then just like squeak over. Alright, so for turrets like that, I try to take out the guards whenever possible. There is like a little, like, opening in gaps of the turret. You just have to be on the alert for it. Whoop. Okay, I guess he wanted to say hello. Alright, so we're gonna shoot that sensor like so. Now, you may have noticed you didn't see like a red crosshair when targeting it, which is something you would normally see when targeting objects like boxes, sensors, explosive barrels. But for some sensors like that one, you can actually target from beyond like optimal range, meaning you can shoot at it where even though it doesn't show this red crosshairs like that one, it could still be destroyed. You know, which is a minor optimization of having to like move closer to the wall to, you know, close the distance for a easier shot. And then one thing you may have noticed as well is that whenever I pick up items, I always try to crouch first, is the animation pickup for items is faster when you're crouched than when you're standing. And it only applies to items that are, like, on the floor. Items like this magazine on a table is fine when you're standing because you don't have to reach as far. But whenever I try to pick up shotgun casings, magazine clips, med kits, I always try to crouch. Because, as you can imagine, I pick up items quite a bit. And over time, you know, it would save you time from just doing a quick pickup. So what I just did there is I flipped a switch to lower a ladder, which will gain me access to a laser sensor I can destroy to leave the stage, as well as a rocket launcher that I'm going to save for the end of the run. And when I get there, I'll explain why. So, here's the rocket launcher. There's the sensor. Those 3 guards are just on a break, so they don't really care what I'm doing up here. And then we're going to actually make our way into the office building, which, per the story, these terrorists took over this office facility, which has a control center underneath that has access to a Gulf satellite weapon, which is a super weapon that can, you know, destroy anything it targets with a 3-hour cooldown charge. And we're supposed to go in there and stop that from happening. Alright, so this is where it gets a little bit scary. So I'm just gonna try to get in, and I did. Okay, that actually was scary because I fell over when I touched the door. So this is the first boss fight, which is Leela. She uses a machine gun as her weapon, but as scary as it might be, we could still beat her. The same way we beat the guards. Which we're gonna move and just bait out her gunfire because it trails behind me. And then we return fire with like 2 to 3 shots each time. Wait for it.
Cecile!
That's just a small sample of what's to come in this game in terms of the voice acting. And trust me, it gets better. But yeah, so that was the first boss fight of the enemy terrorist group known as the Crying Lions. We're gonna be dealing with boss encounters throughout the run. But in the meantime, we're trying to gain access to an express elevator that's located within this facility, which gives us direct access to the control room that we're meant to go to. There is another elevator as a backup, which is the freight elevator. It's farther away, but our mission at the moment is to go to this express elevator. And I gotta say, from a personal note, this layout of either this or the control room is very confusing. It's so easy to get lost. And the map screen doesn't really provide, you know, clear information. It's hard to kind of read it and understand where you need to go, let alone to figure out where you are on that map. But the one thing I've learned about running this game is, when in doubt, always look for guards, because if there's guards in your area, chances are you're going the right way. Now, for some guards, you may notice I kind of either ignore them completely, or I take them out. But in this case, I'm just going to shoot them once, just to kind of stagger them. Just so I can gain access to, you know, switches like this. You know, because, like, you don't need to fight everybody, but just only the ones that are, like, directly in your way, or just out of caution. You know, which I'll do right here. Okay, so I'm going to target that guy as well. Then we're going to touch the door to get a checkpoint. This way, huh? Well, what he's actually leading me to is where to aim, because there's an explosive box I can use to take him and another guard out. Alright, so that right there is not the express elevator, but it gains us access to it, so we're gonna swap to the shotgun to take out these 3 guards. Okay, so one of them kind of broke away, but no biggie. If you're lucky, you could try to get them all at once. Save you a little bit of time, but first let me explain what makes Winback Winback.
Well, how's it look?
It won't open.
Wow.
I think they've changed the code.
I think you're right, Jean-Luc.
Tom, it's good to see you, man.
May I?
Let me guess, it's not gonna open.
Yes, they've changed it all right.
You know, why don't we give Jake a try? You know, Jean-Luc tried it, Tom tried it. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's just a small sampling of the hilarious writing. You know, the original game had cutscenes like that, but it was all text. You know, it wasn't common for games such as this to have dubbing for its time, except for the guards. They did have voicing for them, but not for the actual, like, cutscenes. And there's gonna be another funny one along the run that I'll show you later, but that was one that I always, that's one that I always tend to get, like, a good laugh with. You know, because trust me, there's plenty of material. So anyways, the idea was, hey, you know, this is the elevator that leads us to the express elevator, which is where we need to go. Passcode's been changed. Tom goes to find out what it is. And, you know, we try to go after him. And along the way, we have, like, other side objectives that we have to take care of. But for the time being, we're just trying to catch up to our comrade, Tom. Okay, so we're just going around the room. We're underneath. Now, what I'm gonna do here is not trigger the room's, like, cutscene to spawn these guards, but first I'm gonna move Jean-Luc forward just a little bit to blow up this box right there, so then when I do spawn the guards, this box is destroyed, and that way I can just run right on through. It's one of, like, many time saves you can do, since the run is tracked in real time. Given the fact that when checkpoints exist, it'll bring you back to the in-game time of when that checkpoint was registered. While at the same time, every encounter that you don't have to deal with is time that you save, and even right here, I'm not even moving, I'm just aiming at this sensor right here, so that when I don't move forward enough to trigger, because, like, some rooms will spawn guards based on proximity, meaning when you enter a room or you trigger a certain part of the room, guards will spawn in. But if you don't move, you yourself can still, like, interact or, like, fire your gun. And you could save time by doing things like that, where you can just focus on a sensor and not have to fight anybody. You know, because every encounter, like I said, that you don't have to deal with is time that you save. So, I skipped a cutscene which explains a conversation that Tom and Jean-Luc overheard terrorists saying that they planted 5 bombs in this office facility. And so, in addition to finding out the passcode, we have to find these 5 bombs and, you know, disarm them. So, we were given a bomb detector, which you can see in the upper right screen with the, like, green crosshair that's kind of flashing. Oh, good thing I reloaded the clip for that one. Well, anyway, so that destroys a lethal sensor, which then triggers a fail-safe blue sensor. So then guards know that there's an intruder in here.
This way!
This way! Ah, thanks for telling me. Over here? Man, like I said, the guards, they can help you out. You know, forget the online guides. I mean, these guys are the ones that can help you. Okay, that was really close, but, Alright, now this is gonna show me yet another trap, which... Look at all that line work that they do. I mean, they had to, you know, set it up, drill some holes. I mean, forget guard duty. I think these guys are meant for something else. Alright, so I'm just gonna take out these guards. Okay, then we're gonna target that sensor that we saw earlier, and... Oh, wait a minute. Jean-Luc has something to say.
Huh? The bomb detector is going off.
Wait, did you say a bomb? Oh, wait, it's the enemy. Yeah, I mean, Jean-Luc had to say that. I guess just to let everybody know in the room that there was a bomb in here. I don't know. I just always find it hilarious how he just has to make this declaration. Alright, so these guys are kind of... Okay, there we go. Yeah, sometimes they can be, a little bit uncooperative, but thankfully there is a med kit here, and this is the first...
This must be one of the bombs we heard.
5 bombs.
That's one down.
You know, because again, they overheard the conversation that they planted 5 bombs, and we're meant to find 3, while the remaining SCAT team members, which is part of the assault team, they find the remaining 2 bombs. And so now we're just doubling back to the first floor that we just came from earlier, where we fought Leela. So we find these other bombs. Okay, and then for safety, I'm just gonna pick up this med kit. And if you want to see some intense stealth action, watch this. Bonk. Man, what a lethal karate chop. So, you can do that karate chop, which is an insta-KO. It only works on guards that are unaware of, you know, you being there. But most times, if you do a melee attack, it's either a punch or a kick. But the back karate chop is basically a free KO. So, what we're gonna do here is wait for this guard to trigger this sensor. So we're gonna aim at it. It's gonna turn it on, and then we're gonna say, haha, joke's on you. We're gonna blow it up. And then before we trigger this shutter to close, we're gonna fire at it with our SMG, which is gonna destroy this box, revealing a sensor I have to disable soon. Alright, so there's the shutter closing. And now we're gonna make our way over there. Okay, that was very unfortunate, but sometimes that does happen. And just like that guy knifing me. Hey, what's up, Melon? Yeah, just to keep in mind, just because I'm not focusing on the chat doesn't mean I don't see it. Alright, so we gain access to the sensor that I, you know, took out the box for earlier. So now I can have access to defuse this other bomb while picking up a magazine for our SMG. And here it is.
That's 2 down. 3 to go.
Okay, so now we're gonna go back to where we were, where we met up with Jake and Tom. Oh, would you look at that? He's telling me which way it is. So, once again, you just use explosive boxes when you can. It can take out multiple enemies at once, depending on how close they are to it. It's an insta-kill. Let's see. Wait a minute. I don't remember the room being like this. Better do something about that. So, we triggered a chain reaction of just blowing up one boxes, which blows up all the other ones that they rigged together. And see, this is a cutscene showing, hey, if they press this switch, this room goes boom. But little do they know, I can actually set it off early, so it poses no threat to me. I don't know, maybe it makes me kind of a jerk because they put all that hard work together to just rig that room up. Hey, thank you, J-Dot. Alright, so that was Jake and then Lisa, who's another member of the SCAT team. And they basically tell us, you know, whatever intel they've been able to acquire about this place as we're defusing the bombs. And so we kind of let them know that, you know, Tom is trying to find the passcode, Jean-Luc is going around finding bombs, and you know, yada yada. So we're making our way back up to now where Tom went when he went to find this computer room to figure out what the passcode is. So as you can see, the room is slightly different. Wow, nice karate chop. Alright, so again, your main thing is just to clear the boxes. You know, you don't have a jump or a vault over. Okay, then here, I'm gonna let that one guard pass, take out this other one. So I can take out that sensor. And then sometimes you'll see me roll into cutscene triggers like this. It just allows you to gain a little bit more distance before a cutscene happens instead of just stopping in place. Just minor optimization. Bonk. I know, like, only the best kind of karate chops. Okay, so we're gonna headshot those two. Okay, this is where things can get a little dicey, so I'm just gonna carefully make my way up this ladder, away from this guard, and also run past this turret, which has a guard manning it. Okay, then we're gonna take out this guard, wait for this box to blow up, and then climb this ladder, because whenever you interact with things like doors and ladders, you gain iframes. However, if you get shot before you interact with a thing like doors, ladders, even this terminal that I'm using, you'll actually gain iframes that are enabling you to. Or wait, hold on a second. Like whenever you get shot and gain iframes, you're not allowed to interact with things like doors, ladders, and switches and terminals. So like, there's some moments where iframes are helpful, and others when it isn't. Aha, now to use their own weapons against them. These guys are like, what do we do? Charge! I mean, seriously, that's what they're doing. They're like, he can't take us all out. Oh, I'll give that one credit, because he was the only one who didn't decide to join in on the, you know, the grand charge. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now we're making our way back upstairs here, as this guy is showing me the way. Swap the SMG for taking out boxes like this. You know, even though, like I said, the attack power is relatively weak, but it's got good magazine size to, you know, just to get the job done. Okay, then we're gonna target that box, which is gonna kill a guard, and this guy on the left is just gonna, I don't know, not do anything to me. Okay, so now this is where I'm going to swap to the SMG for the majority of the room, just given the angles in here. Okay, that goes the rest of my shotgun. Well, no need to worry, we will get ammo over time. And, you know, the pistol will do the job for, you know, most of the run. There's just certain occasions where the SMG can actually be the better weapon to use.
This way!
This way? Are you sure? Wait a minute. So, they try to trap me in here with a room that has a poisonous tank in the middle. And you gotta be very careful not to blow up the barrel, or not the barrels, but the boxes next to the barrel. Because if it goes off, poisonous gas will fill the room, which will slowly kill you. You get a cutscene of guards that come in. And it makes life easier. So really the only thing you have to worry about other than that barrel is just not to run into that laser. And then we just exit out of here. Which way?
This way!
Thanks, guy. Even though he was like on the other side of the hallway saying that, but I mean, I always thank them for telling me that it's this way.
Come on!
Okay, so same thing. We're just gonna stagger that guard so I can get access to this door, and then we're gonna meet up with our buddy Tom.
Jeez, Jean-Luc. You scared the hell out of me.
Well, sorry, man. Alright, yeah, he basically tells us to leave, and we're like, alright, man. Yeah, don't make us come back for you. But then again, I mean, you gotta give it to Tom. I mean, he's trying to figure out the passcode. Someone opens up the door. You know, we don't knock or anything, and... So I can understand. Wow, nice headshot. Okay, so we're gonna go in here to disable a laser, which is right over there. And you can go up part of that ramp. You don't have to go all the way around like you're meant to. Which is gonna disable the laser so we can proceed to the third bomb, along with the next boss encounter. Alright, so we're gonna shoot this guard so I can gain some space. Get in here, and there he is. It's Leon the Hunter with a very fashionable outfit, and his weapon of choice is the shotgun. So, just like Leela, we're just gonna bait out his shots, which this time we're not gonna move left to right, but we're just gonna spam crouch up and down, because he just doesn't know what to do.
Pitiful. The hunter became the hunted.
What's funny about that is you're hearing two lines at once. And so there's the third bomb, which he was guarding, but like, you hear his last thing, followed by a ah! As if like, they're like, wait a minute, I gotta get this lighted before I'm dead. Oh man, you just gotta appreciate the game for what it is, but it's so hard not to laugh at times. Oh, hey guys, see ya. That moment when you run out of ammo at the wrong time. Wait, who was that? It's kinda sus. Wait a minute. Not Tom!
Oh man, not you.
Thank God, Tom. F's in the chat for Tom. But before he died, he actually figured out the passcode and wrote it on the floor with his blood as he laid there dying, so he can continue on his mission. But still, poor Tom. So, we now have the passcode to gain down to the level that has the express elevator. Except we gotta go back a little bit of a different way than we got here. Now, this section I despise the most in this office facility because of these lasers. You know, you gotta roll at a very precise time to not get killed by it. So I'm just gonna take it very cautiously, because one wrong move and zap, Jean-Luc is dead. And with this laser, you have to wait till it reaches the very top before you even think about rolling over, because there's not enough space for Jean-Luc to just crouch and move through it. The rollover just lowers your profile just enough to get underneath safely. Which way?
Breathe!
I guess they weren't up for talking. Okay, that's stage 10. Wow, this area looks familiar. Alright, so we now just double back to this canal. Where we're now gonna go back to, once again, that elevator where we were at the beginning of this section. And just like before, use their own turret against them, and like before, they figured a charge is enough to stop me. Alright, so we're gonna pick up some ammo here for the shotgun and SMG. So again, we're just gonna stagger that guard. And go back here. Okay, I'm just gonna start reloading some of my sub-weapons, just kind of do a general ammo check. And as well as a magazine check. Pardon me. Okay, so take out this sensor here. Then we're gonna try to aim at this guard in the middle. Okay, which I did. So that just kind of creates an opening for me to get through. Well, maybe not cleanly, but... Alright, so almost there. Hey, wait a minute. I don't remember that being there. I think someone did some redecorating. They did do some redecorating. So, as you can guess, they went from filling a room with explosive boxes to saying, hey, you know what? Let's try multiple laser traps. That seems the more effective method. So, we're gonna go for that sensor on the outside first. And then make our way back inside for the other one. Oh no, not the drawbridge. Well, little does he know we don't actually need it. Okay, so we just gotta blow up that sensor. Then we're gonna go back into here. Okay, that was a little scary because, you know, the gunfire stagger works both ways as well as the melee. Meaning every time you get shot, you get sent back slightly as they do. And you can actually get shot into a laser. Or punched or kicked into a laser. And it's happened to more times I would like to admit, but it is a thing you gotta be aware of. This way? Ah, they were right. Alright, so we got the passcode. We're gonna go check out the express elevator, and as you can guess, they got someone guarding it. This is Grenadier Ryan, whose weapon of choice is not only the SMG, but he likes to throw grenades. Sometimes. Okay, there's the grenade. Yeah, it's sort of random when he does it, but again, you just do the same thing as the other bosses. You just evade the incoming attack going left to right because their target lock goes center of mass. And as soon as his iframes are up, get the finishing blow. But unfortunately for Jean-Luc, that guy that we just took out before he died, he took his grenade next to the panel to the express elevator and destroyed it, which ultimately sabotages our effort to gain access to the control center and makes the express elevator unusable. So now we gotta haul it out to the factory complex, which has a freight elevator as the only other means of getting into the control room. Alright, so now in this section, not much to do here other than just kind of wait for the boxes to move forward and take out these guys as you see them. You know, there's definitely arcade elements to this game, such as this. Okay. Oh. there we go. So we just gotta wait for this last box to get pushed forward. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could think of it as an auto-scroller. Probably another good word for it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so before we go up, we're gonna blow up this box. Takes 5 bullets. Some of them take differently. Some take 3, some take 5, and then you got that one box that took, like, all 14 rounds of my pistol. I don't know, they all look the same, but some of them just take more shots than others. So you might recognize this room. Oh, would you look at that? So we're actually back in this room, which served like as an interconnecting go-between, since we were in here several times. But we're actually going through this section to actually go to the factory now.
Freeze!
Oh, okay. Wait, Whoa, what is that guy doing? That guy just levitated in the air. Okay, I think I know what caused it, but I haven't done it. Which was, I got one of the guards in front to stop, which caused the third one to kind of get confused on where to go, and he just kind of goes up and over in the air. It's definitely far from an optimized game, but I don't know, stuff like that is like, okay, they can levitate. Okay, so I actually did something I didn't mean to do, which was kill both of these guards, because it triggers that cutscene. You only need to take out the guard by the door, since he's the only one blocking it, but there's a lot of little things like that you can notice throughout the game. Which can, you know, either save you time or will trigger extra cutscenes that are avoidable. Where am I going, Suzuka? I think we're going, this way! At least I hope so. Okay, so we're gonna pick up these 2 magazines here. Which way? Alright, so there's the rest of our team. We also had more members show up. Besides, you know, Jake, Lisa, Thomas, you know, rest in peace. But we also have Keith and Mike, who are... See, I believe Mike is an explosive specialist. And... yeah, Mike is the explosive specialist and Keith is a medic. But more importantly, we made it into the factory section. And there's a reason in my splits I call this factory this way. It's because of what you might hear a lot. Yeah, for some reason, when you get to the factory, some of these guards that look different, their script for, like, the vocalization is also different, which somehow prioritizes, this way! Like, I'm not even joking. It's part of the fun, actually. Stop! Okay, that guy's line is scripted, but some of these other ones can be, see, there you go. So, when in doubt, listen for the guards to tell you. Alright, so we're on this side of the room to lower the water, which reveals that sensor as well as a key, so I can actually exit this portion of the stage. Wait a second, guys, which way? Man, I can always count on them. Okay, I hear you. Maybe they didn't think I heard them the first time.
Over here!
Okay, got a little mixed up on the targeting there, but no worries. Alright, so now we're back where we were. We first disabled that lock, which had that door closed off. And now we're back here to pick up this key, because again, they keep leaving these keys on the floor. It's like, you figured they would put them in a drawer, or on a stand, or a desk. But it's like, nah, I'm just gonna leave my keys on the floor. That seems like the best place to put it. So we're gonna pick up a flashlight attachment, which works on all weapons, and let me tell you, this thing is really bright. I mean, look at it. The room is not even that dim, and look at this thing. It's like a lightsaber. Okay, maybe that was a bad pun, but but still, I mean, I'm always remarked like, man, look how bright these things are. Which, of course, I mean, they do come in handy. It just helps you see. Second, guys, I'm lost. You know which way? Over here? Let's see, over here. Okay, so we use the shotgun in these sewer sections, especially where the spread is favorable. Excuse me, which way to the factory? Thanks, guy. Like I said, man, doesn't hurt to ask. Okay, so for this room, I'm gonna focus until I get out because it can go horribly, horribly wrong in a flash. Okay. Just keep running, keep running. Okay. So, okay, they actually started to blow them up, but the whole point is you don't want those boxes to go off at any time while you're in that room, because there's nowhere to hide from the explosion unless if you go upstairs or you get to that door. And the guards could set it off, you could set it off by accident. But thankfully you made it through just fine. It's a very easy way to take a death there, and trust me, I've lost, several continue attempts just from being stuck in there. Okay, these guys are not being nice to me, so I'm just gonna... Oh, pardon me while I reload. Alright, there we go. So there's a mounted turret at the end, which is normally an issue, but if you move fast enough, and your movement is sharp, you can get to this corner, which forces this guy to leave. And then we're gonna go for this med kit, which normally you go for this key, but just due to the damage that I took, we're gonna just grab the med kit first, play it safe, and okay, Jean-Luc isn't picking up the key, so we're gonna deal with these guys first. Okay, now he's got the key. Excuse me, which way for this, this key? Okay, I guess maybe they didn't know. So, this is the next boss fight, which, despite his name, is Sergeant Thunder, but uses a flamethrower. Now, this guy is no pushover when he gets close to you. Flamethrower will do a lot of damage, but thankfully you can outrun him and deal damage as you're doing so. And you can also use these explosive barrels in the room to deal damage against him, which can be triggered by you or by him and the guards. And I'm trying to lead him to this corner specifically before I end the fight, because it's gonna bring me closest to the exit that he came through. Wait for it. Boom. Yeah, so here's the hole in the wall that they came in through. So you basically go around the room to where you basically meet the other end, and hopefully you would have beaten him by then. Oops. Okay, I didn't mean to reload my gun like that, but you can actually get to that door before it closes. Let's see, I think I've heard this guy say something, but let me ask again. Which way? surely somebody knows the way.
Come on!
Alright, so we're gonna take out these two up here. Alright, and then just like on stage 3, we're gonna take out this sensor from a little bit far from optimum range. Okay, we're gonna stun this guard here so he won't knife you. Alright, so this is the gondola assembly room, which we were at earlier when we fought Sergeant Fury. Except this time it's rigged with laser traps. I know, surprise. So this is, again, like another arcade auto-scroller where you just meant to either take out these guards or just stay tucked underneath and maybe make them say, this way? Hey! This run has been blessed. Or I could have just been beginner's luck. This way? Oh. Okay, it was beginner's luck. It doesn't do anything, it's just there's nothing else to do but just poke your head up like it's like whack-a-mole. Alright, so once the gondola reaches the other end, then we're gonna go back the other way on this one, which is gonna get us access to a cage area with a key in it. And of course, they're keeping things interesting by having a guard in the other gondola I just got off from. Excuse me, guys, which way? No, I'm not sure if it was freeze. That's the ticket. Oh, wait, watch your head. Poor guy. So, you may have noticed I took out these two laser sensors earlier when I was on the first gondola. It just saves you the effort of having to deal with it here. Because normally it's in a crisscross pattern where if you get too close, you're just auto-dead. But just like the others, you can just take out these sensors way in advance. Okay, so we're gonna go right in here, and look at that, another key. Okay, and then we're just gonna go right back over. So now we can actually exit the stage. This way? Hey! They don't usually get to be this responsive with that line in particular. I can only maybe get them to say it once per run. But I think they're being generous because they know it's a submission video. Right on, brother. Maybe one more time. Oh. Alright, let's get a hold of ourselves. We got a mission to do. Okay, so we're gonna go right through here. Then we're gonna shoot out this box, which is off screen right now, but there is one at the end of this catwalk here. And that ends stage 17. Alright, so now you get to see the inner factory complex.
Over here!
Which, like the office section, can get very confusing and easy to get lost. You know, but thankfully it's just about, you know, going in the area you need to at the time and not just, you know, get too confused by the layout. This way? Over here? Okay. I mean, I don't think they would try to trick me. Let's see, which way?
Over here!
Oh wow, would you look at that? They were right. Yeah, so we're sending this container forward so we gain access to, you know, the rest of the stage. And I also have some more sad news.
Huh? Steve! Steve!
They got Steve.
Shot several times from behind, just like Tom. Who the hell is doing this? First Matt, then Tom, now Steve. That means Law must be on his own. This isn't good. Maybe he'll find Jake and the others. I'll make the bastards pay. I swear it!
Yeah, F's for Steve. But Law that he mentioned is another member. Because in the story, Steve, Matt, and Law were assigned to the freight elevator, while everyone else on the team was set for the express elevator.
This way!
Yeah, I know, doesn't it? It's very touching. Okay, so we're back in the factory assembly room again, which now this time we're gonna be navigating our way out. Which, okay, I did that a little bit too early, but we're gonna move this container back, and then we're gonna use their own turret against them. Which, the exit is through this ladder, but there's actually an electric circuit that's, preventing me from leaving. So, we're gonna set these, packages and containers again, forward, where we can actually, you know, go up to the rooftop where the sensor is controlling the door, electrical circuit. And I think I might need some directions. Which way? Okay, maybe they don't know. Maybe these guys know. Which way? Over here, over there? Come on, guys, make up your mind. Man, why can't you be like the other guys that actually tell me? You know, they're trying to trick me. Well, anyways. So, we're on the rooftop now. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go up one level and around this conveyor, drop down, and then here's the sensor controlling the electric circuit to that door, which is now disabled. So like my stage exit is on that lower left. It's kind of hard to see, but that's where our exit is gonna be. Alright, so we're gonna take that guy out for safety. Wow, nice double. I mean, you only need to get the one guard on the left that's blocking the ladder, but sometimes you can get lucky and they just line them up for you, as I would call it. Alright, so now with the door safe to open now, we're gonna double back once again and actually go up the ladder that leads to the exit. Oh yeah, we get this cutscene if for some reason when you take out the group of four with the turret early, it doesn't play that cutscene, but you get it on the way back. It's, I don't know, it's weird. Alright, so there we go. That is stage 18. You know, I gotta give that guard credit for dodging the gunfire. As unlucky as that was, but I do gotta, you know, give credit where it's due. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna blow up the set of barrels right there, which is gonna create a chain reaction, killing guards on the other end, and plus they can't use it against me. Yeah, when you get into this part of the game, some guards will just take 2 shots of the shotgun to go down. It's very annoying, but it's just a small thing you gotta deal with. Wow, again, another nice double. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this med kit to play it safe, because the next room could be a little risky. This way! I guess they were trying to tell me which way it was. Alright, so we're gonna stop right here, aim at that explosive box. Swap back to the SMG, blow up this box, which is blocking the exit to the stage. And then that is stage 19. Right there. Okay, so we're nearly 2/3 of the way done, because there's a total of 31 stages. You know, that's an aggressive way of telling me this way, you know, by shooting at me. But I think I got the point. I don't know, sometimes I'm amazed at like how some of these guys are still upright, but anyways. So in this room we gotta activate the cranes, or lifts if you would. You know, it lifts these containers up and down so we can actually leave this area. But before we do that, we gotta shoot that lock right there.
This way!
Wow, thanks, guy. Okay, so the lock is disabled, because now we can go back and actually turn on the lifts. Okay, this is again where it gets a little scary. I mean, you got guards shooting you every which way, and you know, like I explained about iframes earlier, you can't open doors and you can't go on ladders when you're in iframes, which you get stun locked to death, essentially. It's happened to me before, but you know, it's something I try to be conscious about at times when in rooms like this. Alright, so there go the lifts. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna capture these containers that are on the floor, it's gonna lift them up and down. And we can time this cycle to get through it in one shot. As soon as this first container lifts up, and we're gonna crouch underneath to get underneath it a little bit sooner. And as soon as we're in, we just make a run for it to the other end. And if you're quick enough, you can get through before the last container reaches the floor. And this way you don't have to fight each section at a time, because it's, from a traditional perspective, trying to clear each section is not fun. You know, and going through it in one shot like that without having to fight anybody is a relief. Wow, again, they're telling me where to go. I love these guys.
Over here!
Okay, so I'm gonna try very carefully to get around this guy, and he missed the knife, good. Okay, then I'm gonna go around over here. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that guard, and there may be a guard or two here. Okay, just the one. And then for safety, we're gonna grab this medkit as we got yet another boss fight. So this is Duke. His weapon of choice is an even bigger gun than what Lily used in the office section. It's a minigun, but no need to worry. You can dodge it just like the rest by hitting him, moving away, hitting him, and moving away. You know, the best part is that the minigun is still turning even though he's dead. But, yeah, that was Duke. I mean, the biggest challenge is really the setup, because you start in a corner that's just rigged with explosives, and it's like that throughout the whole room. So you're trying to get him to clear it, or other times I set it off intentionally just so I can get through sooner. Alright, so we're gonna get shot in the back several times just to get through this room because these guys are just gonna, I don't know, pretend I'm not here. Okay, so this is stage 22. There's a lot of parts to it. Some that are pretty straightforward, and then there's one room in particular that I'm probably gonna focus on when we get there, just due to how scary it is. You know, and it's very time costly when it doesn't go right. Okay, this isn't that section, by the way. It's, I'll make a note about it when we get there. Okay, so we're gonna try to get through these lasers as quickly as we can. Because again, one touch and I'm dead. Okay, gonna take out these two, along with another pair around this corner. Yeah, for some reason, some of these guys with the shotguns, they just go ham. Like, they just full out spam it. Other ones have, like, a slight delay. But guards like that, they just... They don't hold back. Yeah, they just let her fly. Ow. Okay, so a little unfortunate, but no big deal. Now, unknown to that guy, he's actually gonna get pushed into that laser that's at the end of that that channel there. And even though there's a group of 3 that has the area covered, but I'm just too fast for him. Also, rip that guy in 3, 2. Oh, I guess he didn't get pushed in. Oh, now he got pushed in. Yeah, maybe I jinxed it. Okay, so I'm just kind of taking my time working these guys over. You know, even though, again, this guy is the one blocking the ladder, but, you know, multiple gunfire, kicks, and knives aren't a good mix. This is the room where there's a lot on the line here, and it's probably the longest room of the factory. Just in terms of things you gotta do. As well as the time loss that incurs when it doesn't go right. So we're gonna take out that guard first, followed by the others. Okay, then we're gonna shoot this guard once. Aim at the barrel. This sensor. Now, technically, this area, I just came from here. But we're not gonna go back down the ladder. Instead, there's a hole in the fence where there's an explosive box rigged to a barricade that can be dismantled using that explosive box. And I'm gonna collect 3 magazine clips because I am gonna need them for these groups coming up. Okay, I'm gonna have a full magazine because we're gonna need it right here because we got a group of 4. Oh yeah, one question. Which way? Alright, thanks, guy. Wow, I can't believe he's still up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, like I said, the SMG, it's got good range, good magazine capacity, but it is not a strong weapon. You know, at least on its own. You know, multiple rounds can get the job done, but that's kind of its downfall. Alright, so there's a sensor. We can leave the stage now. And this is the part of the run where I'm just gonna focus. Which I call it the Monka S Rush for a reason. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we made it. That rush to that door without being shot, at least not that badly, is so scary because you could get shot to death trying to open that door, because as I've said repeatedly, if you get hit, you gain iframes, and when you gain iframes, you cannot open doors no matter how hard you try. And I've actually had runs, you know, lose so much time there just because of that one, you know, exit. Okay, that guy just wasn't having it. So, of course, they don't make things easy. I get another amount of turret, but if you're fast enough... Jean-Luc, I said if you're fast enough. There you go. Maybe you just needed a bullet in the leg to kind of get him motivated. I don't know, it's Winback, nothing makes sense. So, I like how it pans this out saying, okay, do you want to deal with this turret? Or go that way? You know, I think I'm gonna go that way. Okay, so another option. Turret. Or that way. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there. Alright, so this is the entryway into the parking garage, which then gives you access to the freight elevator. You know, the 1 of 2 elevators that has access to the control facility. Okay, so we're gonna take out that box with the guard next to it. Cut right through here. And for safety, I'm gonna grab this med kit for not only guards in this room, but for a boss fight coming up. Which I have one question. Oh, I think he might have answered. Which way to the freight elevator? Anyone? Thanks, guy. Alright, so here's the freight elevator. And our next boss fight, which is Gunt. And his weapon of choice is the rocket launcher. I know, I just couldn't get any more, crazy. So, same thing, instead of running left or right... Ooh. Okay, that's unlucky. I got hit by one of the missiles, and the other missiles triggered a, explosive barrel in a box that's next to me. But thankfully, this is a checkpoint, so I can just redo the fight quickly. So, we're gonna try it again. So, like I was saying, instead of going left to right, like I was doing with other boss fights earlier, we kind of spin around in a circle, which confuses the missile pathing slightly, enough to where I can kind of cut in and then trade shots. There we go. So, like, as you can see, they put you right in the middle between explosive box and a barrel. And these rockets have really wide splash damage, but we made it to the control center. So now we gotta make our way into the last room, which is stage 31. But before we do anything, we're gonna actually buy some time before we move in, because if a guard sees me in that control room up there, he's gonna close this door and then make me go through a whole nother room. But if you just blow up that box and then just make your way in a little bit later, you could just have a more direct shortcut. I'm sorry, which way? But I guess one fun fact about this game, now that we're actually in here, is, like I said at the beginning, the Golf satellite weapon has a 3-hour shot charge. And for every 3 hours in-game that you spend, you get a cutscene showing them use the weapon to blow up another target. And there's actually 2 endings that I know of, but there's technically 3 considered as, like, good, bad, and worst ending. And the only variation to actually get those endings is spending more time in-game. So, like, a good ending is when you get to this control center in less than 3 hours. A bad ending is where you allow 1 shot to be fired during your playthrough. And a worst ending is when you allow 2 or more shots to be fired. The only difference is, other than, the amount of time that you spend is the enemies that you fight later in the game. The boss fight end outcome changes, as well as like determines like which SCAT team members live and die at the end of the game. So in a good way, you're incentivized for the good ending due to the fact of the nature of the speedrun, which is to be fast. You know, but I believe the good ending has more boss fights than any of the other endings, but I'm not 100% certain.
Come on!
Hey, no kicking. Alright, well, I guess I kind of deserve that, but thankfully your health gets replenished after every stage clear. So even if you get injured trying to, you know, make your exit, you know, it'll still be filled up. Now, your ammo does not replenish for your sub-weapons. That you have to use as you have it. Okay. I don't know why that guy was giving me grief. So anyway, so yeah, your health replenishes after every stage clear, but your sub-weapon ammo for SMG and shotguns will not. That is something that you have to manage throughout the run. And the only reliable source of ammo is your pistol. Nah, that guy is making it up. It's, yeah, it's really what this guy said. It's this way. Okay, so we're just gonna... Okay, well, I was gonna say ignore that guy with the possibility of not spawning these guards, but it's fine. Just a little bit more guards I gotta take out. Okay, so we're gonna take out that window, which I already did, which could take out that sensor. Nope, it's really over here. You know, as much as I love the soundtrack to Yellow Bar in this stage, I do gotta try to keep my health up whenever I can. Alright, so we're just moving these containers forward so we can pass through. And then right as this is about to close off, we're gonna aim right at this corner. Fire at that barrel, which will take out a pair of enemies if timed right. Now, when I go up here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off to this right side here, trigger a cutscene to spawn these two guards. Now, you're meant to go here, but what's gonna happen later is when I come back, those two guards will no longer be there, because for some reason, if you trigger them early on accident and then make your way back, they will no longer be there. They kind of like spawn them out. So it's kind of like a free way of avoiding a fight just for, you know, a small cutscene that you would have to watch anyway, for them being there. Okay, so I'm gonna play this a little bit safe because these guys can be really nasty, especially that guy on the conveyor. Alright, come on, Jean-Luc, I believe. I didn't believe hard enough. Yeah, some corners like this are just really nasty to fight in. Alright, so as soon as we get to here, we're gonna go right back up this ladder. And then as you make your way around, as you can see, those two guards are no longer there. Okay, free medkit. Alright, so now for this one, we're gonna trigger this container to be moved forward like so. And also destroy this box so we won't get pushed into the laser. take out those guards. And now we finally have access to this switch here to open this door.
Over here!
Alright, so this one's a little bit of a unique situation where you gotta access that switch, which is blocked off by lasers, not by that sensor, but on one on the opposite side. And there's a turret that's blocking off the corner from entering the next room safely. Excuse me, need to use this control panel, you mind? Thank you. I liked how they're stacked up on top of each other for moments like that, but it's also annoying because you don't know which one you're hitting. So we're gonna make life easier by using their own barrels against them. I like how that guy on the right has his gun out when the first barrel drops and he's just unaware of what happened to the other two. He's just like, wait, is it an enemy? It's like, well, sort of. Alright, so we disable the laser. We can make our way back to access the switch. Whoa, okay. Okay, they are not messing around. Alright, thankfully there is a med kit nearby. Yeah, again, normally you don't need to go for med kits as you need to, but especially when you're that low HP, sometimes you're just better off grabbing one. So there's the mounted turret, which good luck trying to get through there without, you know, getting lit up to where that corner is, but like the other group of three, this guy is just unaware of what's about to happen. Alright, so we'll go ahead and grab this. And I believe this takes us into the conference room. Oh no, that's coming up later. Excuse me, which way to the conference room? Okay, I guess, again, they're not just up for... Wait, did they just shoot me as I left that door? Wow, that's weird. No, it's, this way!
Come on!
Whoa! Alright, hey guys, you know which way? Well, they keep telling me freeze, but that's not the answer I was looking for. But the real answer was up here. Alright, so we got a series of containers to move around, which will get us access to the conference room, which has a terminal that will unlock a series of doors that are currently locked right now. They have like a blue-red light above them. And this terminal will allow us to do that. Alright, so again, I'm just gonna clear this area of guards. So what I just did there is a like direct shortcut, which normally that container on my right would close it off. But if you're fast enough, you can make it through without it, like, hurting you and closing your path so you can get through here sooner. It saves you roughly around, like, 30 to 40 seconds. It really depends on, you know, how your guard encounters go. Do you get hit or not? But it's certainly faster than trying to, like, fight your way out, so to speak. Okay, there should be another guard right over there. Okay, so I will be grabbing those shotgun shells. Okay, then we're gonna move these containers over. Take out that guard. Okay, now this takes us into the conference room, which the terminal I need to activate is here. So now it's gonna show a cutscene of those doors that had like that red light now turn blue, which is gonna open the way for me to leave the stage. Which way to the exit? Oh, I guess they're not up for talking. But anyways, it's right here. Alright, this is the next boss fight, which is Banderas. His weapon of choice is dual-wield SMGs, along with the room that's rigged to explode in 2 areas, which we could avoid by just bypassing the first sensor laser. And just like before, we're just gonna hit him. Move over. When you get him to halfway, guards will spawn in, and because I never triggered the explosives in the first room, they just triggered the trap and blew up with it. And Banderas has something to say.
What the hell is happening? It sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah, dying sucks. Oh, man, dude, I could never, never get tired of that, dude. It's just so bad. But just like Leon, as you may have noticed, he not only had a catchy thing to say, but he also made like a death noise at the same time where it's like, oh, wait, I gotta get this other light in.
Over here!
Over here? Open the door! Wow, nice door animation skip. There's chances where if a guard shoots you when opening a door, it'll bypass the animation and camera transition. It's very minor and it's opportunistic because it's really dependent on the guard AI to actually, you know, trigger that shot. Or in this case, since I left a guard up before he moved through the door never closed, so I didn't have to reopen it. Okay, now in this point of the story, we're meant to go back because the elevator that leads us to the end game has been powered off, so we need to go back to where we were to find a terminal to activate it again. And as you can imagine, yes, it's more back traveling. Alright, come on now. And as you can see, they did some more redecorating. Yeah, these lasers weren't here the last time. So we're gonna use this opportunity to collect some ammo. For world record PV pace, you could choose to bypass this. You know, the ammo pickup, I mean. But for this run, I'm just gonna take the magazines in case things get really bad. Which they can. Alright, there we go. Again, respect the lasers. You go down in one. Okay. Scary, but should be fine. There is a med kit coming up in this room where we were at earlier. So we're just sending this this bridge over, and And what's gonna happen now is a guard's gonna come in and be like, oh, dude, that was my chance. I'm gonna send it right back. So they try to ambush me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna hang left, aim right for the box, Meanwhile, this guy's sitting here thinking, oh yeah, I got him good. But little does he know, I actually survived the ambush. He tries to make a run for it, and I politely tell him, hey, listen, you know, don't send the bridge back while I'm on it. Meanwhile, we can just enjoy the soundtrack of the Red Bar HP. Alright, so now this time we gotta take out yet another sensor. But while we do that, we're gonna pick up a medkit, which is right here. And now what's gonna happen is when I turn this corner, it's gonna trigger a cutscene where lasers will be turned on. This guy will push a box forward. Okay, so there's one left, but this was primarily the reason for having the extra ammo, which was for getting through this section a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm just gonna tap him once just so I can get through. Okay, just keep going. Ooh, I actually thought about rolling there just for a moment, but I gotta tell you, there's been many instances where I try to save time by, like, you know, timing the roll, and oh boy, my controller is low. Yeah, let me address that. It's like, you always gotta be concerned about battery any percent. So, we're plugged in, we're good to go. I was hoping the charge would last long enough for, the remainder of the run, but it's all good. It's almost like I meant for it to happen. So, we got another encounter coming up, which is only exclusive to the good ending, which we're on. And it's a guy named Jin, and he's sort of he's got something loose up there. I mean, it's hard to describe. He's kind of runs really fast. He's sort of invisible, and every time you hit him, he sounds like a hyena. Throws explosive darts, and he shoots a pistol at you, which deals a lot of damage if it hits you. And he's very good at dodging. Yeah, so every time he laughs like that, he's gonna throw an explosive dart. Which, like the other bosses, you can evade it. Wait for it. Man, I don't know what he's on, but I need some of that. He is way too overly energetic. Oh, thanks, guy. Yeah, how nice of him to guard the door for me. So that was the terminal to reactivate power to the elevator, which gets us to the end game. And now we just got a message from one of the terrorist leaders saying, hey, we have one of your teammates held hostage. You know, if you want to save her, you know, you better come alone, you know, blah, blah, blah. Which, again, we're back traveling once again. But, of course, they're not going to make things easy, as usual. So there's going to be a guard coming up on our right, which I'm going to try to shotgun. Okay, that's unfortunate, but... Okay, thankfully the iframes work to my advantage there. You know, but that room you can get caught up pretty easily because there's so many shooting at you at once. And it only takes one to just kind of disrupt your momentum. Oh, Well, they said this way twice, so that's gotta be it.
Over here!
Over here as he's punching me. It's like, it's over here. Alright, so first thing, bonk. We're gonna lift up a container, which we need to escape.
Like the power is out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta turn on the power first. What am I saying? Okay, now we can turn this on. Lifts the container up. Over here, your shoulders are tense. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you know, the guard work is definitely not meant for these guys. I would definitely consider other lines of work. Now, because we went up here first, which we're meant to, and all the guards were, like, all over the place, they just suddenly disappear. Yeah, I guess they got impatient for me to come back. Oh. Okay, so I guess... Oh! Wow, that was close. Well, I guess we're doing this dangerous. I was considering getting a med kit, but we're committed now. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to this corner to trigger this guard to spawn in. He'll sneak up and knife you if you don't do anything. So it's very easy to miss. Okay, so I'm gonna try to play this very safely. Alright, so here we go. So we're gonna make the same kind of aggressive push. Pick up this med kit. Try to roll through the container, which we just barely did, my god. And so he made the same kind of maneuver that we did earlier on, I believe it was stage 25, where you're trying to cut through that container as it's closing off, and oh man, don't you just love when you get critical damage when you least expect it? Oh, okay, easy there. Okay, well, in actuality, it's really over here. But likewise, when I did it the first time, that save will also save you around 45 seconds to a minute. A minute just being like really like clean movement, don't get shot a whole lot. Maybe like 35 seconds is a worst case. But on average, it's around 40 to 45 seconds. It puts you a whole room ahead from what I gauged it when I was testing it over a run that would not do that shortcut. So it is very risky, but the rewards are worth it. Alright, so just like before, we're gonna go to this corner. Oh. Okay, go to this corner, then we go back, because, again, it just triggers another guard to ambush you. Yeah, camera's a little fidgety today. Oh, this is awkward. Alright, so we're gonna pick up one shotgun shell. And then we're just gonna go for it. Which is a, like, second Monka S rush. Which we're trying to cut these corners as tight as we can, avoid these enemies, make sure we get through before that door closes. And then we go up the elevator. Man, those things are frickin' loud. Alright, so that was the elevator that we powered on earlier. So we're going to be making our way to the next boss fight, which is going to be against Death Mask, which again is the exclusive enemy to the good ending. Oh! Okay, that was, oh, can we stop aiming at the guard up there? There we go. Yeah, sometimes the targeting will prioritize somebody that's really out of view for no reason. You know, it is like a center to target mask, but the priority on which it does, it's not really perfect. You know, it does allow for quick snap targeting, but it doesn't always select the right one at the right time. Okay, so this is the Death Mask fight. So the first thing we gotta do, other than just get out of this cutscene, is we're gonna take out 2 of these guards, which are more of a interference than a requirement. Plus, it makes this fight a whole lot easier to deal with. So Death Mask isn't really overly bright, so he decides, hey, you know what? I'm gonna hide behind these explosive barrels back here. Now, his weapon of choice is dual-wield pistols, and he's really armored up. Sounds really weird. I don't know. But he's probably one of the coolest looking bosses throughout this game, but what's even nicer is this. Man, sounds like me without caffeine. But yes, that was Death Mask, and now this begins the longest and most difficult stage in this entire run, which is stage 30. It's a series of rooms with challenges, followed by 2 boss fights in stage 31. So effectively, I kind of consider this the final level, because of all the stuff you got to deal with, and it's so easy to, well, like I said, it's easy to lose time as I'm demonstrating it clearly. But there's a lot of opportunities for, you know, continues to happen, which hopefully I'll try to keep that to a minimum. Wow, okay, I am really getting unlucky for this start.
This way!
Okay, so we're just gonna cut the corner first. Oh. Okay, really careful now. I'm dead. I totally forgot about those 2 guys there, but you know what? That's fine. You know, I had a really bad start. And honestly, I was considering just redoing that room. Alright, so let's try to do this properly. So they'll load in, I'll target this guy, stagger him, so I can get through here without, like, losing a third of my health. Okay, headshot this guard. Okay, then just keep going around this corner. Okay, I don't know where my headshots are going, but at least I got him then. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to reload. Thank you. These always all look similar. Where am I going? I don't know, beats me. So we're just gonna wait for this shutter to open here, which will show a laser sensor I gotta disable. Okay, so we're gonna take out this guard first. Careful aim right there. Swap back to these 2. And that's gonna open up the doors to the next area. Oh, he did say the thing. Okay, so same thing as before. We're just gonna shoot to stun them so we can pass through. And then we're gonna pick up both. Or actually, no, it's just this mech. I thought there was a shotgun casings, but I think that's further down. You can actually free aim, as you can see, but it's not as consistent. Especially with the way, like, over the shoulder. Oh, it's not really over the shoulder. Like, there's different aiming configurations you can set it to. But I don't know. I mean, center target lock is easier to work with. Although the free aiming sounds like, you know, like you have more control. But I feel like there's some situations where, yeah, free aiming could be better. Especially when it's long range. Ow. Man, that was a headshot. Yeah, like I said, these guys, they don't mess around. Especially when you let it happen. No, I stopped him from saying the thing. Well, he did say to stop.
Over there!
Restart the run, you made him not say it this way. Yeah, man, how dare I? Alright, so we're gonna take out this guard right here. Okay, there we go. He drops a med kit.
Over here!
But they're not gonna make it easy, so we're gonna clear the corner.
Come on!
And then we just keep going. Wow, right into another headshot. Lucky me. Well, good thing I got that med kit, sort of. Now, this room, they really went all out, so they don't want me to get through. So they got 2 turrets, a lot of explosive barrels, but thankfully we can use that against them. All right, so first thing, gotta clear the room, at least somewhat, just enough to get to a spot where I can pull off somewhat of a magic shot. So right from here, I'm just gonna aim right between those 2 big containers, which will detonate a series of barrels, and look at that, no more barricade. But I'll tell you what, someone is gonna get reprimanded for all these explosive barrels they put here. Someone did not think this through. Okay, pick up the shotgun shells. Okay, so now in this cutscene, which I'll skip, but Lisa was captured, and, you know, we find her in here, and she tells us, yeah, you know, Commander Dan was here, he told me, you know, to tell you that he wants to meet you in the control room where things can be finally settled. And Jean-Luc just doesn't know exactly what that means, but Commander Dan is involved with, you know, a lot of stuff that's happened. Fancy that, a double. Okay, so I'm gonna try and aim for those barrels right there. Okay, so I almost got it quickly, but if you're quick enough, you can actually get it to go off where you take out 3 of these 4 off the bat. Now, you might have wondered, well, at stage 3, you picked up a rocket launcher. What was the point? I mean, I've never seen you use it. Well, it's for this room specifically, as well as any other room, just as an opportunity. But see that turret in the back? It's really hard to get through the way it is, so we're just gonna fire off a round. He's gonna weaken this box a little bit, but this turret is probably the worst one in the game. It's really hard to get through without that rocket launcher. It's designed to kill you, just based on how they set that room up. Unless if you get lucky enough to just cut the corner and get into cover to shoot at it that way. But the rocket launcher just makes life a lot easier, and I mean a lot. Wow, nice headshot. Okay, do I dare go for that medkit? Yes, because it's in a relatively good spot. Okay, so we got 2 more sections left. This is 1. I call this the laser shutter room because, as you can see, it's got lasers and shutters. And we're gonna be intermixing between the 2. close that off. Opens this one. Now we're gonna stay right here, take out these guards. Wow, he's just out of line of sight.
Come on!
Oh! Well, okay, then I just found a use for my rocket launcher now. I'm improvising. And that just missed. Nope. Stay back. Alright, we're gonna try one more time. There we go, direct hit. Oh, wow. Okay. That is really unfortunate. The other guy reloaded his shotgun and I still targeted the wrong one. Well, like I said, stage 30, it has moments like this, and sometimes you take the risk, and other times it pays off, and sometimes it just doesn't. Oh, don't you start now. So again, take out these guards at the corner. All right, there we go. So normally I take out these two first before I make this push. You know, which is why it gets so crowded. But like I said, sometimes you can roll the dice and get lucky, and sometimes you just gotta slow it down. Alright, so now... Whoa! God, I always forget about this guard. He's usually facing somewhere else, but he's like right at the door. Like maybe he was just as surprised to see me as I was for him. All right, so now here, not only do these two guards spawn in, but now you got a really fast-moving laser, and it's not even just that, but the sensor is right there. So you have to go in its line of you have to go like in its path just to get a shot in, you know, and you gotta be very quick. You know, and I gotta say, when I was learning to do this run, that laser always scared me. I mean, it still does, but, you know, I've gotten a better feeling for, you know, the timing. But when I was trying to, like, improve the run, that laser always, like, was like a lingering thought. It's like, man, I'm gonna have to really focus on, you know, that laser. Okay, so this is what I would normally use the rocket for, is take out these last set of guards, including these two here. Oh, thanks for lining up. Because at this point, I no longer need the rocket launcher. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab this med kit for safety. Because this next room coming up, if I take a continue, I have to do this whole room over. Wow, that dude sniped me with the shotgun from all the way over there. Oh, just like how he sniped him with the pistol. Wow, that guy is going ham. Okay, So it was a little intense, but we're through now. So that elevator right there is the actual exit of the express elevator had it not been sabotaged, which takes us to the end of the game. So first up is the commander of the SCAT team, since he was the inside traitor. So the guys that were mysteriously getting assassinated, Commander Dan was the one responsible. As well as earlier in the run, which I skipped, when the chopper went down, he was responsible for sabotaging it. I know, I'm dropping spoiler bombs left and right, but... Wait, where am I aiming? Alright, so I gotta play this last part for part of it, because again, it's Winback.
I knew you were good, Jean-Luc, but...
Tell me, Dan, why did you do it?
Yeah, why'd you do it?
Fate, Jean-Luc.
Fate?
That's right. Fate. You probably don't know this, but I'm half Sarkozian.
Sarkozian? As in from Sarkozia?
Wow, Jean-Luc, way to figure that out. Like the guy just said it. Oh man, dude, it just couldn't get any more hilarious. But this is the end of the game. We're up against Cecile now, or Cecile, as I often call him, because that's just what his name sounds like at times. So we just gotta carefully aim at this laser while trying to evade his gunfire, and then time's gonna come up as soon as his health reaches 0. Once I actually get in the turret. Okay, there we go. And that is time. 1:56:56.
I am invincible.
You know, someone thought it was a good idea to put 2 mounted turrets facing inward to where he was. But that's the fastest way to take him out. And that is the end of the run. We saved the day. Lisa survived, as did Jean-Luc and Keith. We destroyed the weapon. And we're gonna ride out into the sunset. And that is mission accomplished. So there you have it. So, like I said, final time is 1:56:56. Estimate is 2 hours, and as you can see, things happen all the time. Plus, you know, the cutscenes I played for added value. But I currently hold the world record for this at 1:51:21. I want to give shout-outs to Marc-Andre Morden, who also goes by the name on Twitch of Daisy Fan, who moderates the board. I used their run from their PS3 run of 1:58:46 as a template on how to learn and improve my run. You know, it was a really good motivation to, you know, as a starting point. And I've improved this run several minutes at a time. Sub 151 is possible, but it does require a lot of things to go well and minimize the continues to 0 as much as you can. And, you know, it was a childhood game that I could never beat. And it only took until, you know, this year and part of last year to really kind of overcome the difficulties of Winback. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you take this run into consideration. I take a lot of pride in, you know, learning to run and improve this game, and, you know, through just the charm of just dealing with the guards, the boss encounters, figuring out ways to save time, the amazing music. You know, I hope any of this will pique your interest, and for those watching, thank you so much. And for those reviewing it, I hope you take this into consideration for future events.